Content creators, we all have our favorites. We all want to see them continue. Now, how does that happen? Let's find out which way you prefer to support your favorite content creators. Stay with us. Hello, everyone, and welcome once again to the Video Call In Show. That show that invites you to be a live video guest on this program to talk about anything you'd like to talk about. Now, joining is real easy. All you've got to do is point your browser to zoom.us, click on join a meeting, and when it asks for it, type in that meeting ID number, and you will show up on my green room, and I will bring you up first come, first serve as time allows. And that brings us to our next point. I am here for about the next hour. My name is Jim. By the way, I am your host of the Video Call In Show. My job? To listen and learn, tune about you. All right, folks. Having said that, I know it looks to be that we've got a very bad stream today. I'm actually recording this because the stream quality looks so low. So worry not. If nothing else, as I ramble through this, why I'll at least have it. I'll at least have it for perpetuity. All kinds of things happening on the YouTube front that I'm not going to get into because I get far too passionate about. Can't keep my damn mouth shut, so I'm not going to do it. But suffice to say that there have been some real changes that I'm not happy about, but it hasn't. It hasn't. Oh, really? That sucks. By the way, tonight's subject is I want to know how you prefer to support your favorite creators, cash donations or share. And the reason this came up was because a friend of the show and someone who was I was on a live stream with not too long ago by the name of Blue Rock, and there's his channel there, was brought up that question. He brought a question to the panel. It was me, Green Bay Wacky, Recycle Dude, uh, JoJo, and maybe someone else. Pardon me if I don't remember the others on the stream. But he posed the question. He said, well, what would you rather have? $5 from a supporter, or would you rather have them share your content? And oddly enough, and I would say oddly enough, but it makes perfect sense that I think every one of us said that share was by far the most valuable of the two. Hello, Nora. How you doing? Drone Kings in Darwin. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Yeah, and always cuts the opening of the show. That's weird. Hello, Emmanuel Goffey. Good to see you. And Herman the Great. How you doing? Andy Einsman. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Haven't seen you for a while. Creator Spotlight Show. How are you, Mike? Good to see you as well. Yeah. Well, my answer was share. And now that may not be the same for everyone, but to give you a little bit of idea of how or where my mind was that that not only is that more valuable in I would say traffic currency, but it also speaks so much highly of your content that one of your viewers decided that it was worthy enough to share with their tribe, be it friends or family. Oh, this is going to be uncomfortable night. Um, I'll go over my doctor's visit here in a minute, but yeah, they thought enough of your content to share it to their friends and family, and that's a lot too, right? Because if you are creating content that is such that people really enjoy, and they want to bring so much so that they want to bring their tribe in and become a part of it, that is extraordinarily high praise. And I would say that the psychological support behind that is arguably much more valuable. I wouldn't even say arguably. I believe it's much more valuable than monetary. Having said that, it does take a lot of time. It does take a lot of effort. It takes a lot of equipment to put on one of these shows, as most of you, at least in the chat, and some of you watching this video, either lurking or after it's been processed, know for sure that, know for sure that it takes a lot to put these on. And every little bit of monetary contribution helps. And this, of course, is not a big. I mean, for me, this is a hobby. Um, you get the tie-in. But yeah, that some people want to make this a living. I think I would include myself in that group, but know for sure that that's not going to happen for a good long while. So I'm treating it as though it's a hobby. I'm trying to do the best job I can. I'm trying to be as punctual and regular as I possibly can, and trying to come up with show ideas and changes in the format that you guys want. Right? That's why I solicit. Going back to one of my other shows, that's why I ask you for recommendations on topics, and I get a lot of great ones. In fact, the pet peeves show that we did last night, I believe, was so popular that I'm going to bring it back next Monday as well, to give everyone a chance who was trying to get on the panel or on the show a chance to get back on. By the way, um, hello, Ghana, how you doing? Welcome, good to see you. All kinds of stuff to say there. Lloyd, how you doing, brother? His grumpy vlogger. Thanks for being here. Well, thanks, Ghana. I appreciate that. Uh, but I would only say that because I do it too. I absolutely do it too. If I'm not made of money, and if I'm watching a live stream, my first thought is, yeah, they they're doing a great job. Looks like my stream health is back to good. They're doing a great job. I like the subject matter. I'm going to share this. And I usually share it like on maybe a Facebook or Twitter, that sort of thing. Reddit hasn't turned out to be anything for me thus far. So, what are you going to do? In fact, I didn't even share out this show at all. Oddly enough, my show last night, the one that was nearly a train wreck because I came in so late, was one of the best. I mean, had great guests, had a lot of folks in the chat, and I think there was at the end there was 35 when I shut down. So, um, oh, thank you, Lloyd. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. I try my best. Um, so yeah, it's a toss up. It's one of those things. If you don't have the money and you don't want to, or you don't want to give it to YouTube, I would say absolutely do the next best thing, if not the best thing, and that is share their content out. Share the content out of these creators. Like it for sure. Oh, and what you don't or you may not know is that you can actually get traffic from those likes. And here's how that works. When you like videos and you've got your subscriber base may very well see those videos that you have liked in kind of a generic format on the recommended page. And that's credited to you. So, um, but it's great traffic that goes through kind of a backdoor algorithm thing. So if you see a video and you like it, right? Because you could reap benefits from it. If you also want to reach out to people that may not know you exist, make sure you comment. I'm horrible at that. I try to do that as often as I can. And I'm not talking about bullshit comments. I'm talking about real comments about the content. I know that's a broken record. I hate to even say that, but get involved in the discussion. Everyone says engagement, and I've told you this before that this is a popularity contest on YouTube. Everything we do is based on popularity outside of, you know, being beyond the subjective values. And I'm going to do that stupid ass air quote thing beyond being at that subjective. If you're not a, if you're not, if your content is being judged subjectively by YouTube, this is not where this is coming from. But otherwise, it is a total popularity contest. Yes, there are keyword phrases that will get you into the search, but it's much more than that. See, this whole thing before content became a subjective criteria, or the judging of content became a criteria for knocking folks off of platforms like this. Google had been working for years on the popularity metric. That is, the more people that sent the, I'm talking about websites at this point, the more people that sent folks to your website, and that text was descriptive of where they were sending you, uh, the more the more people would write about you, the more people stayed on your site, the longer. And we all know this is many of these metrics are the exact same thing that YouTube looks at when they decide on what content to recommend or not. If you can win that popularity contest, if you can hold your viewers for a good long time, if you can make sure that people are actually clicking off of that recommended page onto your videos, then you're ahead of the game. Because then what those people are telling you is that your content, oh, and if you're getting a lot of likes, you're telling, or all of those metrics are telling YouTube that people like your stuff, and their goal is to give their audience, and that is us. We're all audience members as well. They're viewers. Their job is to get them those pieces of content that other people like. By extension, they assume that you'll like it as well. You've seen it. Viewers of X channel also watched this. I mean, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You want to be on that list, and you want to help those channels that you enjoy be on that list as well. Because we all know when you win that popularity contest, not all the time, but a great deal of time you start seeing more and better content because that creator is freed up to do more. Now, by the way, phone lines have been open for 12 minutes now. You guys can call in and tell me your thoughts on how you think it's best to support your creators. Could be something else. Could be just showing up in their live streams. That could be your idea of great support. And I would agree that is fantastic support because, again, if you're willing or if you feel the need to hang out in a live stream for a show, that speaks volumes to how you see that content. It's those people who are coming in for, S for S and that sort of thing, who are not doing themselves or you any good because they're not here for your content. They're here for their own purposes, which, which we all know is just garbage. And if you're not a content creator, what you need to know about that is that you'll see in the chat sometimes, hey, sub to me, that sort of thing. And it's bullshit because they're empty subs. They're not watching your content. They're not ringing your bell, and they hurt your popularity ranking. I've missed a few people. How you doing, Ed? Good to see you, flash in your pan. Recycle dude, good to see you as well, man. Good to see you. Have I missed anyone else here? Ben on Adventures. Hey, Ben. Welcome to the show, my friend. As always, art is fun. That's Mike's wife. How you doing? One of these days, I'm going to learn your name. I've probably heard it before, but most of you already know that I'm horrible at names. That's just how it is. How's the stream? Did it solidify? It says good now. I'm hoping it's all right. Hey, sexy. Hey, you two, get the room. That's not my wife. WTF, Mike? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Apparently, that's my doppelganger. He looks. People say we look a lot alike. So there you have it. That's the long version of how I see supporting your favorite creators. Know that it's always appreciated. And I don't know. Do you think for a moment that I might be a little bit biased because I've always said that I'm not going to monetize based on these nebulous and arbitrarily applied uh, rules that YouTube keeps jacking with? I don't mean for it to come off that way. I honestly think support says a bunch, because it's one of those things. Anybody can throw cash that has cash at something, which is great because monetary support is fantastic. But it speaks so much highly of your content if people are willing to share it with their friends and family because it almost becomes a part of them as well. And I would hope that you guys would tell me if I need to do something or if I'm doing something that makes you uncomfortable sharing my content. because we want as many people up here on this panel on these shows as we possibly can get. That's what makes this fun. Let me see if anyone has. Oh, I gotta get rid. Oh, good. Thanks, Nora. Appreciate that. Stream is good. I gotta get rid of these damn night bots. Night bots, suck it. I've got it separated. I've got the @ sign separated from my name, and it still highlights it. Nightbot's such a jerk. So, who's got some thoughts on this? Let's see. Still waiting for my sandwich. Well, it's down to art is fun, I think. She says hard to say rather donations or shares. I think it depends on what your channel is about. For my art channel, I like shares, but for my Room for You channel, I like donations to do room makeovers. That's a great point. That is a fantastic point. Art is fun. Should I just roll that in there? Art is fun. I always want to say art is fun. Ghana, I always have rock stars in my chat. Every one of you guys are. Oh, Andrew Frying Pan, how you doing? Every one of you guys are rock stars as far as I'm concerned. There's Darian, Germany Travel and Personal Guide. Hey, buddy, good to see you again, my friend. I'm getting ready to watch your German sausages in America. I just saw you post that. And guys, I try to watch as many of of my friends' channels, and of course, I'm subscribed to those friends as I possibly can, and that I try to frequent as many live streams as I can as well, not just to show support, but to become involved, to engage. There's that word again, engage. So, pardon me if I don't get to a lot of them, and we've only got so much time. All right, well, let me do this since I'm out of breath and my back is starting to kill me here. Let me bring up my first guest here. See what Ed's got to say. All right. Oh, quote signs. Yeah, if you guys have any questions for me, and I've been missing some people in chat, I've been told. I'm so sorry, guys. I am so sorry, but I do that. It's real easy at first. It's really tough after I've got a guest because I like to give them as much attention as I possibly can. I hope you guys understand that. I really do. Yeah, I don't know how many of you were on the Pusha Studios feed live stream earlier. But yet, YouTube has changed things yet again. This time all around children. I guess it was based on a lawsuit settlement, which is fine. But I had to dive out of that because I was getting pretty upset about you know how this all affects me, right? I get so angry about mismanagement, well, I'm a hard line guy. So I'm looking for those answers and those guidelines that I can literally follow. And YouTube hasn't been able to supply those. And as a result, which is why I said I don't want to monetize. As a result of that, I've taken the position at this point is I'm in a crowd right now. I'm in the public sphere. I am going to act no differently than I would if I was standing on a soapbox in the middle of the public square. On this channel, I will act no differently. And the reason I won't is because I'm not breaking any laws. I don't know what they're trying to do, and I don't know enough about this. And I probably should save it for when I learn more about it because I just heard about it tonight, and it's got me pretty rattled. Ed, are you still around, man? I'm not seeing her here. I mean, I got a picture of you. Oh, I'm waiting for you to pop up, man. Are you going to be off camera today?
Yeah, I don't have my screen down.
I'm sitting here looking.
I don't want to put it down.
I'm sitting here looking at your pictures saying, "Come on, Ed, I'm dying over here." All right, well,
Sorry to do that to
we'll take the reasonable facsimile. Hello, everyone. This is a picture of Ed. How you doing tonight, man?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Give me a minute. I got to get over this. Okay, okay, I'm better. Oh, so what's your opinion, man? Not on the latest changes, but on what you think is the best way to support creators.
Um, well, if you're gonna try and view as much as possible, not just, oh, come in, support, hi. Um, I used to belong to a small group. It wasn't really a sub for sub thing. It was sort of a support group.
Hmm.
But I left. One reason why I left is because a lot of good people, but they they would come watch, drop a like, comment, but most of the time it wasn't even a minute.
Yeah. So
And
you
then
think?
they make a comment where you're just thinking, if you would have watched the whole damn thing, that would have been answered.
Oh, so they're flubbing the content of the comment as well.
Yeah, yeah, because the way they commented, you knew they didn't watch the whole thing. So, uh, but oh, even though donations are good and they help, I do have patrons. I am monetized. Every penny helps. I have merch and whatnot.
Yep.
But over that, I'd rather have good, loyal viewers like I do have for Tuesday Night Hangout Live. Um, Jesse would contest to that.
Hello, Jesse. How you doing, buddy? I see him in the
And
chat.
um, that are there engaging in chat and giving you the views and wanting to be there and be part of the community. Um, Also sharing, yes, share, 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 share. Sorry, Jim, I know I don't share as much as I should.
Well, maybe not videos, but you share a lot, Ed.
Usually I'm multitasking, so
I hear you. I hear you. Oh, and that brings up a good point because you watch a lot of live streams and people even videos, and people creators are often really embarrassed about asking or reminding people to like or share. And I think we've kind of got to get over that. Those of us who are a little bit you know standoffish about that sort of thing, or worried about ticking people off. I think we got to get over that. For me, the
oh
reminders
yeah,
are awesome as a viewer because sometimes I'll just be watching the content. Yeah, that's a great show. Oh shit, I didn't, I haven't hit the like button or shared this out yet.
right.
So
And well, don't do it like begging.
right,
Hey,
exactly.
don't forget. You could phrase it like, "Hey, remember to subscribe." Or like it's free um,
Yep.
because I've watched a few people where I didn't subscribe and then I'm like, I could swear I'm subscribed to them. I'm not subscribed. Okay,
Yep.
I better subscribe.
Yeah, it's a kicker, man. It gets you into motion. You've heard me before. I'm like, hey, if you're liking what we're doing, then hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe button.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey, Jim, above and beyond drones, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Chris Hope, welcome back to the show, my friend. Yeah, and I agree with you, Ed. It's the begging that becomes the turn off, and it's a fine line, dude. Right?
It can be.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, awesome. So what else is going on in that picture?
Well, in that picture, actually, I have Toledo Jess next to me
Oh, I know the full one. Yeah.
and Dano the Mano, and we're on a creek right outside of Brooklyn, Indiana,
Mm.
that was once dubbed Pirates Cove.
Arr, arr, matey.
The
Shiver
gold
me timbers.
the gold was good, but the trash was bad. We pulled out a lot of trash from there. Buckets and buckets and
Oh,
buckets.
isn't that awful?
Yeah, but some of it was old trash because apparently upriver or upstream, there's an old dump and the creeks meandered into it. So every time there's some erosion of the bank and
Yeah,
flooding, it takes more of the old dump downriver and and redeposits where we were prospecting, it seemed like.
that sucks.
TV sets. Oh, know what sucked is when you see it flash in your pan and you get excited and then it's a zipper tooth.
Yeah,
Hey, yeah, just like us. Just had
that.
tons of zipper teeth.
Oh, that would
And they're
blow.
brass ones too.
Yeah, so they look like tiny nuggets.
Little yellow brass zipper teeth flashing at you, and you get excited, and you're like, oh man, it's a
It's
real pisser,
got a
let
little
me tell
C on there for Columbia or some shit.
you.
Damn it. Oh man. That sucks, man. That sucks. But
But
well, at least it wasn't like, a bunch of people visiting and leaving trash. This was kind of a unique situation.
um, well, see a lot of earthworm containers and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that
Uh,
means you had some dirty fishermen up there and they're not cleaning their shit up.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
fishermen,
Yeah.
please, 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 like anyone else, packed it in, packed it out.
Exactly. Exactly. Always leave a place cleaner than you found it.
I'm having deja vu.
I
Jesus.
know, right? Didn't we just talk about this?
Yeah, just last night.
Was it just last night?
Well, it
Oh,
is Wednesday, right?
yes. Yes, it is.
So it would have been last night.
Yeah, it's true. That I didn't even think about that. I actually canceled my band practice tonight. There was no way I was going to be able to beat those skins in this condition. So,
Well, Chrissy stepped on, brought up a good point
it's that.
last night during your show. It would immensely help your back, lower back, lumbar,
I'm,
etc., etc., etc.
I missed that.
If you would stop sitting on your drum stool.
Chrissy's probably got a point. And in fact, I am in the market for a nice, comfortable chair for that very reason.
Well, I was using a kitchen chair down
Mm,
here at in my in my studio, um, and my lower back was killing me. And Dano, the Mano, the great pal he is, hooked me up with an office chair from work.
God,
That
did he ever, man?
Oh, it's nice too, and man, it helps. Let me tell you.
Hmm. Wow. Yeah, I'm not going to be that lucky, but I certainly have some good ones in mind. Now you got to remember that this drum throne does have a back on it. It's pneumatic, so it's cushy, and it's got a real nice big thick pad But it's I don't know, it's just so small, and it forces me to sit oddly. That you're right. Or Chrissy was right. That's probably what's a big part of it.
Well, it's different when you're drumming because
Oh
your
yeah.
feet are moving, your hands are moving, you're occupied, you're doing your thing,
Yep.
you're smacking on your skins. And so there, it's doing what it was designed for.
Right,
Same
right.
with your computer.
When I'm drumming, I don't even use the back except for, between songs, that sort of thing. Um, but yeah, and my legs are always moving, by the way. I have restless leg syndrome. Do you see the mic shaking a little bit? I don't know. In some shows you can actually see it shaking a lot because my legs are always moving.
Huh.
And
I get that when I get real tired.
oh,
I
really?
know I need to get to sleep because my legs will tell me, Ed, you're shutting down. Oh yeah, I'll get the jumps and the kicks, and next thing I know, I'm kicking a cat or a dog or Judy or something. And
I am
I'm like,
Tashia. How you doing? Welcome to the show. Yeah, I do too, and I actually have to tell myself. I'll catch myself, as I'm laying there watching usually YouTube videos before I crash out. I was like, damn, I got to stop these legs, and once I do stop them, just mentally, boom, all right, that's it. Then it's so much easier for me to fall asleep. But not until then. Not until then.
Patty's music's really good for falling asleep.
I know, and I keep forgetting about putting her. I've seen one of her long ones, but I didn't use it to go to sleep. And ever since she announced that, I keep thinking I go up there, but I get lost in so many other videos, and I forget, and then I just fall asleep before I know it. So
Yeah, they're pretty good. I fell asleep to them several times.
I'm gonna try it, Ed. I'm gonna definitely try it.
You'd probably like it.
Well, listen, buddy, I got Nora coming up next, and
Well,
I
then
don't.
I should exit stage left.
We're all watching that in our mind right now. Hey, buddy, thanks for giving us your thoughts on creator support. It always helps to get different viewpoints for sure,
Well, that it does. And different creators, different viewpoints.
w-
Hey,
without question.
thank God we're different.
Thank God we're different, man. Yeah.
Just think how boring the world would be if we were all
Oh,
alike.
yeah. I can live with myself, but I couldn't live with another one of myself.
Yeah,
Is
I
somebody
hear
writing this shit down?
you. Well, damn it, if they're not, they should be.
I know. I know. Well, I am recording it, so we'll see. Hey, Ed,
All
again,
right,
thanks, brother. I appreciate it, man.
no worries. Until next time.
All right, we'll see, Ed.
All right.
I was serious about that. It is so nice to get a another opinion, another viewpoint, and that holds true for a lot. Let me get your lower third up here for a minute, Nora. I think I was able to fit the whole thing in earlier, so I'm going to do it again. Uh,
Are we good?
we are almost good.
All right.
There we go. How are you this evening, Nora?
I'm doing well, thanks.
It's good to see you, my friend. Good to see you.
It's good
Oh,
to see you too.
before I forget, let me say hello to a few people. Two Family Homestead says restless leg syndrome is a sign of a good drummer. Why? I hope so. Two Family Homestead. I've always said that. Well, I'm self-taught, so I'm one of the best hacks you'll meet. But I'm still a hack. Lee the nerd, welcome to the show. Good to see you again. Dirty D's, good to see you as well. Miscast Entertainment, how are you doing, Will? Always a pleasure to have you in here. If I missed anyone, I said I am Tashia. That's a cool name. I'm gonna have to check that out. Welcome to the show, and that should do it. All right, buddy. Do you have any thoughts on one of the or the um, how you prefer to support creators or be supported?
Well, as far as supporting, I always try to be in their live streams, watch their videos completely, leave a comment, drop a like, all that stuff. Um, as far as like social media, I always share the streams and videos, and I always, if like let's say if I'm following you, the video calling show, I always say I liked whatever the video, like tonight's stream, and how it says at YouTube, and I will also always tag the creator.
Mm, nice, nice, very nice. What do you prefer doing what you're just talking about, or and this is on both sides of the coin as both a viewer and a content creator. Would you prefer doing what you do, or having what you do done to you, or cash donations on either side? Which do you think you prefer?
I would rather prefer them to share. It would help my channel grow as well as many other channels grow.
I agree, man. I agree.
Mhm.
Very cool. Very cool. And you mentioned a whole lot of things in there that a lot of people don't think of. So take note, folks, because all of those things help in that popularity contest I was just talking about. Pardon me, dude. Pardon me. What other thoughts do you have on this subject, Nora? You and I have not talked about this much.
Well, there's many things, but with all the changes going on, I don't know what to think. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know. People always, when it comes to my videos, I try to say it every once in a while, please like, comment, and of course the yes word. But how YouTube was thinking the yes word was more like a spam word.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so I don't want to use that in all my videos. So I mean, honestly, I have no thoughts or opinions on this. I just, you know,
I think you're probably safe if you're asking people to subscribe on your own videos. I mean, look at all the big YouTubers that get away with it every time they release a video. That's why I've
mhm,
never shied away from that. And I only shied away from it in live stream chats, and even comments for a short time when everyone was having a panic attack about that word. But I've since it's like, this is how I talk. Love or leave it, YouTube. I'm going to try to be as descriptive as I see fit. And it's none of your damn business what words I use unless they're, um, inciting violence. Boy, that went dark fast, didn't it? Yeah, I think I ticked off Ksenia on Pusha's stream because I was just like saying, I'm just not going to act any different. I'm just not going to act any different. Kids are still allowed on my show. If they want to kick me off, kick me off. I'm dying for another platform that we can all go to.
mhm.
Anyway, it's like, what do you have any thoughts on that? Are you looking at other platforms? Do you know any
No,
that we're not or
no.
no?
And this is the thing, like I said on your show last week, why why give up the fight?
Oh,
Why give up on your YouTube channel when, as a creator, I mean, like I said, giving up your YouTube channel because of all these changes, basically, you're throwing in the white flag.
well,
That,
I would counter
that's how
that.
that's how I look at it.
Yeah,
Um,
let me jump in there if you would, Nora. I forget your first name, but I'm sorry.
it's Jake, but that's
Okay,
fine.
Jake, listen, um, you're right when it's early in the battle, but and the only reason that I'm looking for an alternative is because I don't have direct control over the battlefield,
Yep.
and they do. So the smart thing from my perspective, and this may be a strategy thing, is to hedge my bets, right? Start
Hmm.
looking for a safe landing before I'm forced to make a jump. And that's why I keep talking about looking for other platforms. I have no, I don't really want to leave YouTube because this is where the audience is, right?
Yep,
YouTube sucks on its own, but the viewership are just regular people like you and I, and
exactly.
I love having all you guys in and new people and all that. But I'm just trying to be prudent and making sure that if it does come to a head, that the battlefield's theirs, and I'm not sticking around when they've got all the weaponry. That's kind of my take on that. But I totally get what you're saying. Don't throw in the towel just yet. And I'm not
I
going
mean,
to.
and if there was a safer alternative, maybe I'll jump over there. If we all go there, I'll follow. But I mean, 2019 has been a train ride for me, and I met so many great
Ooh,
channels, so many great people on here. This is this is home to me.
sure, sure. Nice tie-in, by the way. Train ride. This whole YouTube experience for me has been a call-in. I don't have that. I can't use that. Well done, man. Well done. Yeah. Well, then we're all kind of in the same boat, right? It's been I'm going to say roller coaster ride, only because it has a little bit more texture to
Yep,
it.
yep, I agree.
Yeah, yeah. And I've thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, the thorn in my side has been YouTube, outside of my back, but been YouTube, right?
Yep,
And all they've got to do is get their shit together on, and you put together a good set of regulations that everybody can follow. And I'm talking about straight up regulations. None of this ambiguous garbage that they keep throwing that they can twist to ensure that they can kick off anybody they want to kick off, which is their goal. And I'm cool if they could do that. Get back to basics. I'm cool. I'm here for the duration. But one of these days, if they ever decide that all they want to do is become the next Amazon Prime Video or Netflix or Hulu or anything like that, which they've already gone down that road with what do they call that YouTube thing? Do you know the movies you can buy and crap like that? If they keep going down that road, man, we may all be pushed out.
yep, exactly.
Yeah. So I think it's smart of us to keep our options open. Well, what other thoughts do you have on this subject, Jake? If you do, if you don't, that's cool.
Not not really. I just wanted to come on the show, give my opinions and thoughts, and say hello to everyone.
Well, thanks for doing that, man. I appreciate your input, of course, and you're always welcome on the show. I dig
Yep.
you. Um, and yeah, we'll have you back on. I'm gonna call it. Oh, looks like Herman dropped off, but Mike Van Duzey wants to speak a bit about it. Nora, you have a good evening, man. And
All
thanks.
right. Thanks, Jim.
You bet. Thanks again for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon, bud. All right.
All right.
Let's yeah, he's absolutely right. And I know it sounds when I piss and moan about YouTube that I'm throwing in the towel and I talk about looking for alternatives, but that's not what I mean at all. What I'm talking about is actually what I said a minute ago, and that is making sure that I've got a soft landing if it were to come to the point where we had to jump off. And it's well, it's not my job, but I want to make sure that I can help others, especially those of you I've become close to, and that includes every one of you in the chat. By the way, am I pointing? Yeah, I'm pointing the right way. It includes every one of you in the chat, and all of you watching this who are creators after this has been processed. It means that I want to help as well. So if I find a place that has an audience, I'm going to and all of the same features or the features we've come to know, then I'm going to, talk about that. And I'm going to see if it's you and I will all have a good conversation about whether or not it's even worthwhile. All right. Let's bring Mike up. More typing. When's your last post there, Mike? There it is.
Just put
Oh,
Mike. Just put Mike.
I got you. I'm gonna I, copy and paste is so much easier for me. There we go. I know. How you doing, Mike?
pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing okay, man. I'm doing okay.
Cool.
The
You can hang in there for a couple more minutes?
Yeah, yeah, the back was hurting is like right as soon as Ed came on, and then, you know how it is when you start talking to folks, you enjoy the conversation, you start forgetting about the pain, and that's exactly where I'm at right now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. We just storm just passed, so we're
Oh,
still getting a couple of bands coming through, but everything's pretty cool. Other than that, some tree branches down, nothing major.
oh, good, good, man, good. I'm glad to hear that. So, you don't have a backside storm coming at you, do you? That it's pretty much all past, except for the
Yeah, we went through the whole
spotting.
thing. It started this morning, kind of went past, the wind shifted, and now it's moved on.
Yeah, I saw you posted a short video from your friend's place of the coast storm, and said you're a bit further inland, but
Yeah,
yeah, okay, but you guys are okay.
yeah, we're cool. Appreciate it.
No problem, dude. No problem. So, what do you think, Mike? Am I all wonky here, or what's your opinion? What do you think's best, cash or you know that whole
Well, this
share thing?
Yeah, to me, the whole thing, the whole ball of wax. I mean, even YouTube, social media, everything's about sharing. Even if you want cash, if you just want some super chats, or if you're chasing fast money, then you're gonna burn out real quick,
You're in the wrong place.
right? If you're gonna share, if you get people to share and you grow, once you grow, the money will come. You keep, so even if you're small, if you're just chasing money, you're gonna chase small money. If you want to, make a decent revenue stream, you got to grow.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's never a time you should pass up a chance at a share for money. Um, I think everything comes down to that.
I think you're absolutely right, dude. Absolutely right.
So if people kind of keep it in the back of your head, like you guys are making content too. I think we forget that that we just focus on, like, we've got a topic, we're gonna make something. Remember, who you're making it for,
Hmm.
and if they like it, would they share it with someone else? Keep shareability in your mind. A lot of people don't talk about that. Is if your video is shareable, they're just thinking, I'm going to make a good video and you should watch it, and you're like, well, why? And you're like, well, it's cool.
Yeah.
Or but think that they should like it so much that they're going to share it with their friends. And if you think about all the videos that went viral, wasn't because YouTube or Facebook pushed them so much. It's because people were sharing it. They found it funny and they clicked share. And if you can get people to share, like if you're on YouTube, if you get people to share it on Facebook, and then that drives people from Facebook to YouTube, that helps the algorithm. If you got people sharing it on Twitter, on Instagram, and then it drives them back, that always helps. So a major thing is sharing. Uh, when my channel, my hydroponics, kind of blew up, like for a couple of months, I went real hard on sharing. I actually shared a story about that these people were sending me thank you notes from around the world saying thank you for showing me how to do this. We went back to our country in Africa, or Turks and Caicos or somewhere, and we're showing people how to grow stuff.
Hmm.
And I told people that was actually because they shared it out. That these weren't people that I knew. They said, I met you, I heard about you in some kind of group I was never in. So I let them know that that was because they took it and somebody shared it, and they may have shared it with someone, and that from them sharing, that this message is going all around the world. And if they could keep it up.
Yeah.
And in that next month, I had like 6,000 shares. If you can look in your analytics and you can see how many playlists. Y'all forget people put you in a playlist.
Hmm.
That's like having free advertising somewhere. It's like having a poster somewhere about your channel that what somebody happens upon it and they click over to your channel.
Yep.
So every time somebody puts you in a playlist or shares you on Facebook or Twitter, that all adds up, and that really helps, because each one of those people can be a branch to a whole new audience that you've never had before.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's kind of where I was going with that. And it's one of the reasons that I share offsite videos on my channel, right? To
Right.
like for instance, I just changed the guest cuts to actually have a link to the guests, their actual channel.
Yeah.
Um,
Cool.
yeah, and the only reason I have the next videos because they wouldn't let me just do the channel. I had to have a video up there as well.
Right. Right.
But it was more important to me to actually have a link to the guest channel than it was for anything else. And it's another reason that I offer them to use it rather than just linking to my playlist, that same video in my playlist. So they get to do with it whatever they want to. And another thing you said that I was really interested in was creating content that is shareable. I think that's extraordinarily important. And you could almost, or you should, I should say, and I want your opinion on this. You should be thinking about that when you're creating content, both taped and live, right? Do you agree?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, totally agree.
Yeah.
That everything that you make in the back of your head, whether you can do it or not, at least be thinking, if somebody watches it, would they share it with their friend? Would they share it with anybody else?
Yeah,
If you think somebody's just going to watch it, and that's like one view,
exactly.
right?
Exactly.
But if you think maybe they might share it, that might be 10 views, that might be 100 views. That's how things blow up because then their friend takes it and they pass it on to someone.
Right.
So, and if you can put it in your video somewhere, you don't have to do it in every video. Like people are talking about like subscribing or being afraid to say subscribe, and but if you say share, if you could please share this out, and you know, like what I was doing was giving a story and explaining why they should,
Hmm.
and what could happen if they did, then they feel like they're part of a bigger story instead of just like going, please share my video. You got to give them a little bit of value. It's just like when you drop a video, it's not like, hey, go watch my video. It's like, hey, if you want to learn how to, grow your own shit without, using any soil, you give them some kind of hook. The same thing with the share. You give them some kind of hook why they should share it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna hook at the end of the show, Mike. Now.
Cool.
I've actually said it a couple times, but I realized after going through this mental exercise that I need to think more about that rather than the subscription, because subscriptions will come if people want to come back and be notified. It is their source, the only source of notification. So that would really work. So
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
definitely great stuff, Mike. Great stuff.
Cool. Cool. Well, appreciate seeing you around everywhere, Jim, and hope you get to feeling better. Take care of that back. It's
Thanks.
the only one you got.
It is the only one I got. To let you know, folks, that my MRI is forthcoming. I went to the doctor today, got more meds, and he actually did enough poking to identify where the pain was. I mean, he got to the needle point with just his finger. He was going, between the vertebrae, and he hit one, and I felt needles shoot, and I thought, well, that's it. That's where the problem is, doc. And so now he's ordered an MRI, and we'll have to roll from there and see where it goes. So
Cool. Hope it all works out.
thanks, man. I appreciate that, Mike. You have a great evening, man.
All right.
Thanks so much for being on tonight.
Yep. You too. Thanks, everybody.
You bet. We'll see you, bud.
Bye.
So there you have it. I think the consensus was that sharing is by far, you could say, more valuable than a cash donation, a one-time cash donation. Now there's a whole lot to be said for regular cash donations, because that is obviously someone who really wants to support the show, wants to kind of become a part of it. When you do that, you become a part of a show as well. But the share is very important in that, like I said, they've looked at your content, they dig it, and they feel comfortable enough to share it with their friends and family and tribe. And that speaks volumes about how you're doing. By the way, I want to say hello to Lou Rock. How you doing, buddy? I'm glad to see you here. And I wish I'd gotten you up tonight, but we're at 11 o'clock. If you wanted to jump on, I'd stay on a little bit longer. Luke Duke, how you doing? Good to see you as well. If I missed anyone, I hope I haven't. I missed someone last night, and it's been bothering me ever since. But yeah, some great points made by all the guests tonight. I think it does fall down on the side of share, because that sort of thing lasts forever. Oh, Wendell Live, how you doing, Wendell? Good to see you, buddy. That sort of thing lasts forever. it speaks volumes about how comfortable they are with the content that you're creating. The reason I would ask people to share, and here's my value proposition that I was going to say at the end of the show, which we're there now, is that to the share benefit here is we get a whole bunch more people on to give their opinions about all these topics, and we also get a better, or I should say a greater variety of topic matters to discuss. Speaking of which, tomorrow night is a repeat. This was this was actually requested by a few people. The one I remember specifically, or most recently, was Emmanuel Gaffi. He didn't get to come on when we talked about what it is that you collect. So tomorrow night we are actually going to go over what it is you collect. You can come on. You can tell me all about those things that you just keep spending money on, and they may not pile up on the wall behind you, but they certainly do pile up. I want to hear more about those because I find that fascinating. You learn so many scalps. Will from Miscast Entertainment collects scalps. That is so politically incorrect. I can't even tell you. But it's really interesting to hear what you guys are actually collecting, and how it's drained your pocketbook and consumed your life, and that sort of thing. So so make sure you tune in tomorrow night for that. Listen, folks, since we're out of guests and we're out of time, it is 11 o'clock. I'm going to call this one a night. Thanks again for being for guests, for your input on this subject. I thought it was fantastic. And thanks to all of you who have chosen to share this video. If you've got anything that you know what I really want to hear in the comments below is whether or not you think the content that I create is shareable. Tell me, give me your best, give me your worst. Because if I need to alter it a bit to make it more palatable and to get more people, coming in, and if we had more people coming in, I'd actually stay later some nights. Then hit me with it. But beyond that, you know what to do. If you're watching this afterwards, hit that subscribe button. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you throw a like if you like this particular video. Don't do it until the end of the video. All right, guys, listen. Make sure you treat others the way you would want to be treated. If we all did that, this would be a fantastic world. Thanks, folks. Have a good night. We'll see you live.